ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
What the world is about to witness is the loudest building in the history of ball.
There's nothing to get excited about right now. We're still a long way away, and you just got to take it a day at a time.
Matherin madness! He's got 25!
How much did you feel like those body blows made fatigue a factor?
Outlet Siakam, deep against SGA, gets by him and lays it in!
You got to suck it up. You got to suck it up, get it done, and try to get a win.
We are live from Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, counting down to Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The hometown Pacers, they lead this series 2-1, and this building is ready to rock. Because while this is Indiana, they're swapping out those shirts for these ones that show you the names of all 18 players as the pursuit of a championship continues for Oklahoma City here. We have a combined 6 championships here on our set. Brian and I combined for 0. All heart, though. Brian Windhorst, Danny Green, and Udonis Haslem. UD, have you added a ring every day that we've been here to the set?
I sure have.
Okay, we're building up to this all-important Game 4 because we know what could happen. Think about what happened if the Indiana Pacers are able to get to the win tonight. When they get a 3-1 lead, if you look at a series, the finals, they have a 37-1 series record. The lone comeback, the 2016 Cavaliers. So it's not impossible, right? But history is not on OKC's side, right? Here's how the players are looking at this Game 4.
There should be a higher sense of urgency, a higher level of stress. Your spit should taste different, all those things, right? Like, this is a lot of fun.
At the end of the day, we have to be who we are and who we've been all season. If we want to give ourselves a chance in this area, it has to be the same thing.
It's got to be a killer edge to beat these guys. I mean, we're going to be an underdog in every game in this series. It's a daunting challenge. Anything less than a total grit mindset, and we just don't have a chance.
I was starting to wait, did he say your spit tastes different? And then I looked at Udonis. Udonis is like, yes, it absolutely does. So maybe I'm missing something here. But Brian, you've been saying that this is the biggest game of the Thunder's lives. Set the stage here.
Look, I just feel like whoever wins this series is probably wins tonight. The winner of tonight is just in position better. Obviously you can't predict certain things, especially when it comes to everybody being healthy. But my experience with being involved with dozens of series over my career, when I've seen the underdog, the team without home court advantage, ahead 2-1, with the chance to go up 3-1 and apply maximum pressure, if they can get it done at home in Game 4, it almost always triggers the win. If the the team with home court advantage can win back home court advantage and go back home in a 3-game series where 2 of the 3 are going to be at home,
they have
most of the time with momentum, I feel like they do it. So that leads us to the inevitable situation that I really feel like tonight's winner is going to hold that in next week.
Can't disagree there. But I think also this is the most important game for everybody on that floor outside of Pascal Siakam. Like the most important defining moment. This could define SGA's legacy. J-Dub, Chet, even Tyrese Halliburton. Everybody else on that floor has a lot to prove, and it's a very pivotal moment, like Wendy said, to try to get the momentum of who's going to win the series and take control of the series.
Yeah, and I think all the pressure right now is on OKC. Yeah. I mean, you look at what the Pacers have been able to do. They're imposing their will on OKC. And when I came into the series, I said, I want to see who's going to impose their will because we have dynamic offenses, we have dynamic defense. Yeah. And they're imposing their will on them right now.
What does pressure do to a young group? You're a young team who hasn't been there before. The biggest game, as Danny Green has said, for most of these guys in their careers, in their basketball lives. Does pressure make you fold? Does pressure build diamonds? Like I'm blinded by the diamonds in front of you.
You hope they're too young to know any better, not let it get to them. You want to play free and fearless. A lot of those guys, if you see Nembhard, Nesmith, you want them to play fearless. And if I'm one of those other guys, like what I would try to look at it and attack this and approach this like I can win this game for my team. Like nobody's predicting for a Danny Green or a Nembhard or Nesmith to come out and have a big game, a Cason Wallace or an Aaron Wiggins. These are the games that those guys can make an impact and make a name for themselves and also get their team a momentum swing in the series.
I agree with Danny. It's an opportunity to make a name for yourself. Pressure bust pipes and cook cabbage. you want to cook cabbage, or you want to bust the pipes? So
UD's, yeah. When UD's euphemisms are some of my favorite things. I think it would be they have a blueprint, right, that they found in this game 3, and I'm not saying they shut down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He still had
slowed him down
24 points or something. They did slow him down, right? It wasn't what you expect from a MVP. Tyrese Halliburton, they shared exactly what they saw, both Shai and Tyrese, in that game 3. Let's take a listen to them in their own words.
I think with Shai, he's so good. He's so slippery, in between those gaps. It's like he splits screens that you're like, I don't know how he's doing that. And I think in game 2 specifically, if you watch a lot of my coverages, I did a poor job of being at the level. I was back, and then he could come off, and he had so much space, and now he's kind of manipulating me with in and out, or he can just split and throw through. I thought that was something we really had to clean up coming into today. I think the big thing that makes it easier is when Drew is really blowing through, those screens. And, I think more times than not, he's getting held and having to fight through. And it's the finals. It's physical basketball. I thought he did a great job of really fighting through. And if I can just hold him for a second, give him more time to get back square, it makes things easier.
They were higher in the pick and rolls. They really were just, like Coach said, more aggressive, more forceful. We got to, starts with me, but we got to apply that pressure back.
I love the film breakdown.
Yes.
And it's SGA take on ownership. It starts with him, but this is also something that can start with the screener. Me, I was always the screener for LeBron or Kawhi. Try to get the mismatch. And the screener can create some of that separation by being more forceful in setting the screen, coming from the baseline, bringing more speed so that the defender is not able to get up and be there for that defensive switch. So SGA has to be more aggressive coming off, but the screeners have to be better with setting them and also having pace with setting that screen.
Is there a matchup, Brian, that you think could dictate who wins this game 4?
I do. It's the Canadians. Andrew Nembhard.
And he's not talking about the tuxedos.
Yeah, Andrew Nembhard and SGA. This has been an unexpected war between these guys.
Yes.
Look, SGA's numbers are really good, but SGA's standard is very high. Nembhard has given him some problems. First off, he's 7 of 20 shooting is exactly in that moment. But Nembhard is a primary defender, 7 of 20. That's 35%. That is not how Shai rolls. Shai has averaged over 30 points and shot over 50% for the last 3 years. And the thing about this guy that I'm going to take away from these first 3 games, 2 different times, Mr. Even Keel himself, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, has shoved or elbowed.
A lot of character for him.
He's gotten into him a little bit. Up here, impenetrable.
Well, even in game 3, you saw him face guarding Shai. He stopped him from even getting a touch on so many possessions here. I mean, full out effort from Andrew Nembhard against the MVP. I shouldn't show the Indiana Pacers these numbers, guys. I really shouldn't, because this is just their bread and butter. But I'm going to do it anyway. They were underdogs in game 3, and guess what? They are even bigger underdogs in this game. This is where they thrived all postseason long, though. 9-4 as underdogs. That puts them 1 win away from tying the 23 Heat for the most betting upsets in a single postseason since at least 1991.
It can be done.
This is why you love them, right,
Yes, this is why
That's why he picked them.
Yeah,
he picked them. So
this is why I love this team, and this is why I picked him. And you talk about what he's been able to do. Who knows SGA better?
Yeah.
Just like a little brother that knows how to push your buttons and get under your skin.
His cousin in one series and his fellow countrymen in another.
Yes, these people know him the best, and they know how to get under his skin. As cool as he is, he's showing a little bit of cracks. But this is just part of the game. It's mental and it's physical. So he's going to figure that out. But what I'm looking at in this game is Chet. I'm looking at Chet right now, and I'm looking at him against Miles Turner, and I'm saying to myself, Chet has not had a game that he's won. They're going to need him to win a game for them. As great as we were with the big 3, we understood that to get to our ultimate goal, we needed Chris Bosh. They need him to be their Chris Bosh. He had one game in game 2 where they played well and he had 15 points, but he only played 27 minutes. That was a blowout. Last game he had 13 points and 4 rebounds in the first quarter. He ended up with 20 points for the game. He needs to win them a game.
Yeah, and I think he's had halves where he's made impacts, but start to finish. And look, let's just be real. In the fourth quarter the other night, Chet got tired.
Yeah.
He got tired. They wore him out. Now, the Thunder are so great this year and so dominant at taking the fourth quarter away because they dominate the first 3 quarters. In this series, they're plus 33 in the first 3 quarters. Chet has played very well in those 3 quarters a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, plus 27 to the Pacers. That's where Chet needs to be an impact player to flip that around.
Right, because we've seen it in the first quarter. He'll come out strong, and we'll see his fingerprints all over that. And then a little bit as the game wears on, it's sort of like, okay, they need a little bit more from Chet Holmgren. Since we are in Indiana, we got a really cool story for you guys coming up here on NBA Today. This is a